Come to think of it, if we were to take this trade, at this point, as smart money traders, this is what we would have probably done. Look back, you are going to see, if you go back, you are going to see an order block at this point. You see there was a big spike. Look at this candle, see this red candle. There was a big movement in the price, showing that the banks were here, okay? And it left an imbalance here. See, between here and here, there was an imbalance that had to be filled. You see that there was an order block here. Look at this. Okay, hold on. Look at this order block. This was the order block that needed to be filled. This order block. This is how you trade it. If we were to take this trade, throw out the order block, and you see that market came right back to respect it, and there was a little absorption. That is a higher level concept, by the way. Little absorption here, as you can see. That is more of the expert class something. So if we were to take this trade, this way would have probably looked to take this trade and would have been writing it down. Okay, would have been writing it down. Probably targets this low. We will probably target this low. Then maybe take profit there, then hope for it to come back again. Maybe look for another opportunity to enter, maybe another imbalance that was left behind, then continue riding the trend down. That's how I would have traded this. But that's not what we're doing for today. Today, I want us to talk about analysis. In our beginner class, we spoke about technical analysis, we spoke about fundamental analysis and sentimental analysis. I promise to get back to them to show them how, or give them a platform where they can check for news. So just to recap, what is fundamental analysis? Fundamental analysis is the analysis that the economic situation affects the market with news. How the news of a nation or the economic situation of a nation affects the market. Without wasting much time, let's go into it. All right, so this is the FS Suite app. When you open the app, this is what you are likely to see. Okay, this is still loading, so ordinarily they would have seen news here. But what I need to do is, you look down. When you look down, you're going to see calendar. Okay, I'm going to see an icon for calendar there. I need to click on it. The news is going to open. As you can see, this is today. Look up here. You're going to see this today's news, Friday, March 17th. Okay, and you are seeing tertiary industry index. This is the news, Japan news today. You look here, you see the country. Okay, you are going to see the country. You can see Japan, China. You can see Italy. You can see UK. All right, you can see Canada, US. You can see their flag. You can see their symbol there. So these are the countries that are releasing the news. So I'll need to click on the top right corner, this part. Click on it. Click on it. You're going to see something like this. These are the places you pick the country news you want to see. All right. You can see Brazil. I could pick Brazil. I could pick Argentina. I could add anyone I want to add from this point, but I don't really need them because the major news that we need have been added by the default setting. You can see Germany here. You can see France. You can see Italy. You can see New Zealand. You can see UK. All right, so these are actually the major ones that affect the forex market. Where you can actually add any of all these ones, but you don't actually need it. Okay, so when you add anyone you want to add there, you can pick save. Okay, then all of them will be added there. The page will refresh and you will see it. Another thing I want to know is the strength of the news. Okay, now when you look at this point, you're going to see this is green. Okay, the volume is showing green. Green, when it's green like this, it shows that this news does not really have high impact in the forex market. It does not really have weight in the forex market. Okay. Now you go down, you're going to see yellow. You see yellow, right? Cool. This yellow shows that this news is not like it's really impactful, but it could actually shake the market in a way. Not in a really big way, but it will actually shake it. Because it has a little impact in the market. It has an impact in the market. But the green does not really have an impact. It could actually neglect it. You get the green. You know what, with green, does not really have an impact. It's actually something that will just cause just a little spike movement. Maybe affect 1 minute time frame or stuff like that. It's not really important. All right, so you should take note of the yellow. Yellow is just a little, you get yellow will shake the market in a way. All right. Why the ones I want you to take note of majorly are the ones that are red, like this. Look at this Michigan Consumer Sentimental Index. When it's red like this, it shows that this news is a high impact news and it's going to affect the forex market in a way. All right, so red is what I want you to take note of. If it's red, then you should take note of it. Let's say you were to trade this and you came on Friday morning or Thursday morning and you looked at it and you saw red, something like this. This 15 o'clock is 3 o'clock. If it's your Nigerian time, this is going to be 3 o'clock. So you should be looking out for this news by 3 o'clock. Then you go and observe the markets by that 3 o'clock to see. Okay, so before you trade it, you come here. How you actually trade this stuff? You come here, you can click on this stuff to get info about what the news is about. You say the Michigan Consumer Survey Index released by University of Michigan is a survey of personal consumer confidence in economic activity. It shows a picture of whether or not consumers are willing to spend money. Generally speaking, a high reading anticipates bullish result for USD, while a low reading is seen as negative. Okay, and if you look here, you see that the previous was 67.0. All right, with what you read just now, you are going to see a high reading means bullish, okay, for USD, while a low reading is seen as negative. That means it's bearish for USD. So look at this now. Go back. You're going to see that the previous was 67. Okay, and the actual after the news was released is 63 now, meaning it was negative. Okay, so you should be looking for a bearish impact in the forex market. So if you are trading around this time, the market is going to go down in a way. So if you are trading it, what you should go for around this time is to look for sell opportunity, at least for that first hour that the news was released, or first hour or the first 4 hour, or maybe even my life as well as just 30 minutes. The news was released. So that is how it is. That is how it's traded. Okay. Now, one important thing you should know as a forex trader is called NFP. NFP means non-farm payroll. Okay. This news is usually released by the US states, and it's NFP actually means non-farm payroll, and it's kind of estimates of the unemployment rate in the country. Okay. And that news is released every first Friday of the month. That's when they release NFP, first Friday of the month. And when you check here, usually you're going to see the time they release the news, depending. If, let me see, this week, really showing me all the news that were released this week. They can't show me next week on yet until maybe tomorrow. You can see next week news is gonna maybe on Sunday they will show me the news for next week. All right. So I can't actually access anyone for now because today is Friday. Okay, so probably Sunday we're going to see the news for next week. And if you were in a new month, you probably know when the NFP is going to come, the first Friday of the month, and I'm going to give you the time. The way they're giving time here, see that it's 5:30 for this TI index, 8:30 for FD investment, that is foreign direct investment. See stuff like that. So the time is going to be given to you. All right, so that is what NFP is about, unemployment rate. And when the unemployment rate is high, the way I explained it, I'm going to make a complete video on how to trade NFP separately, but just to give you what it looks like. If it's higher than the previous, if the actual, like when they release the news, is higher than the previous, it means that the states at that point, or the country at that point, the Feds, the big banks, the banks of US, if the NFP, non-farm payroll, that is the unemployment rate, is high, the interest rate is going to reduce to curb the unemployment. You get? If it's high, the Feds will tend to lower their interest rate just to counter the unemployment rate. And when they reduce their interest rates, investors are going to want to pull out their money. That's what is going to make the US currency to fall at that point, or at that time when the news is released. So if NFP is released and the actual is higher than the previous, it means that the USD or the US currency is going to fall at that moment. All right, it's going to fall. Okay, so you get it. So if they release NFP and it is lower than expected, let me say it's lower than the previous, it means that the unemployment rate in the country is low. You get? So the Feds are going to want to increase their interest rates. They are free to increase their interest rate now. And increase in the interest rate is going to cause foreign investors to pull more money. I don't know if you get to kind of pull more money or buy more USD. And that's what is going to cause the US currency to spike up, to go up. So if the result of NFP is lower than expected, is a good thing for the nation. So the US currency is going to go up. But if it's higher than expected, I mean unemployment rate is higher than expected, then the currency is going to fall. So you go to your chart, and if they release the news at that particular moment, everywhere is going to be volatile. All USD pair is going to be volatile. All right. So you can actually go and trade it then according to the news, and you make profits. It's just what fundamental analysis is about, actually. This is what it's about. All right. So yeah, that is that for NFP. So I'm going to make a separate video explaining NFP specifically. That might actually be in our next class. All right. Stay cool, guys. Until next time.